Hello and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Tuesday, the 12th of November. Bloody hell, this year's going fast. I'm your host, Daniel, and today we're going to talk about the Venezuelan military is preparing for guerrilla response in case of US attack. Big Tech has stopped complaining and started complying with Australia's teen social media ban, and Thailand has demanded an apology from Cambodia. So firstly, Venezuela is deploying weapons, including decades-old Russian-made military equipment, and is planning to mount a guerrilla-style resistance to sow chaos in the event of a US air or ground attack, according to sources with knowledge of the efforts and planning documents seen by Reuters. The approach is attacked admission of the South American countries' shortages of personnel and equipment. That is what the article says, not me. So what? I think this is a reasonably smart move if it comes to any kind of US ground invasion, because, to be completely blunt, the Venezuelan military has no possibility of stopping a US military advance, right? It's futile. The US spends stupid money on military equipment and munitions. Like any kind of ground invasion would be preceded by a large air bombardment, which would destroy all hardened positions and barracks and troop mobilization points. So trying to compete with them in that regard is a death sentence. But this is a reasonably smart plan, in my opinion. History has shown that guerrilla warfare is effective in a less equipped and less prepared side fighting against an invading force. It's possible that the Venezuelan people would support this kind of operation, support the Venezuelan military against the invading force. So they would house and help these fighters move around. It seems like it's their best plan, in my opinion, and having essentially leaked knowledge of this plan to the world press, the US now knows if they were to invade that this is what they would have to deal with, which is another pretty smart move, because this is not the type of thing the US wants to get involved in. They likely have, bad memories of this type of operation from Afghanistan and Iraq. So it's not really the type of war they want to get involved in. So yeah, I don't know. Seems like the smartest move from Venezuela, in my opinion, anyway. And next, online platforms will reach out to Australian teenagers through over 1 million accounts in the coming days to offer them a choice. Either they download their data, freeze their profiles, or lose it when the world first ban comes into effect on December the 10th. TikTok, Snapchat, and Meta, who own Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, are poised to deactivate accounts registered by those under the age of 16. 5 people with knowledge of the plans said. So what? I mean, this is going to be a very interesting run out that I think the world is going to be watching for. And I kind of support it. Social media it's terrible, especially for teenagers. It's not doing any good, in my opinion. It does. And I run a social media account. So, yeah. I think this is a great move. Lots of other countries are looking at doing the same thing, and more are joining by the month at this point. I think Austria or some European nation has said that they are planning on doing it. A few other Asian nations have said they're going to do it. So, yeah, I can see this becoming a pretty common trend. However, how to implement it is the hard part. What they're going to do to keep teenagers off their platform and how they're going to confirm people aren't teenagers is kind of the question, and is the challenge that I see them running up against. So yeah, it's a big test. Lots of people are going to be watching, especially me, because, I think this could be quite good for teenagers. I grew up in the generation where social media became a thing towards the end of my schooling, And I am definitely thankful for that, because while it was there, it definitely wasn't what it is today, which is pretty horrific. And lastly, Thailand has demanded an apology from Cambodia after accusing it of laying fresh landmines that have injured Thai soldiers, the foreign ministry said on Wednesday, a day after Bangkok suspended the ceasefire pact brokered by President Trump. Well, he claims to. Cambodia denies the charge that it had laid new mines, including one that exploded on Monday and maimed one Thai soldier during a patrol along the disputed border area between the two countries, which reignited tensions after their 5-day conflict in July. So what? I'm guessing Cambodia will be hesitant to apologize, because that would be an admission of guilt, essentially. However, if they did do it, this is a pretty easy way out, as if they apologize, it could reduce tensions again, leading to going back to what the ceasefire was. Cambodia is likely quite keen for this, because as the conflict in July showed, they are significantly outmatched when it comes to military capability in fighting the Thai army. They just are completely different levels in terms of equipment and training. The Thais are trained and equipped by the Americans to quite a high level, whereas Cambodia is supported by Russia and China, I believe, and they lack significant capabilities when it comes to military confrontation. So yeah, I can see them wanting to get out of this pretty quickly. Why they laid this new landmine, I don't know. Maybe it was just like some individual unit or soldier that has an issue, lost some friends in the conflict and wanted to get back against the Thais, but bloody hell, this just seems silly in my opinion. So yeah, hopefully they can get out of it and we can go back to peace, because the last thing we need is another conflict in Southeast Asia. Anyway, that's been your Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you!